Hello, hello, and welcome to the Get At Gaming Podcast Plus. Today we're going to be talking about some cool news, King of Hill reboot, some Troy Baker news, and the big news topic, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard, maybe some other things too. But I am one of your hosts today, Alex, alongside over here somewhere in the internet, Ben. Ben, how are you doing today?
I am COVID free. Finally,
That's good.
God, was that awful? So I'm much better. I'm feeling great enough to have a beer. So
That's good to hear. Didn't mean to rhyme, but so normally we talk about anything here on this podcast: video games, pop culture, nerd stuff, fun stuff. But I have a legitimate question, so I'm just gonna ask it on the podcast. How long do you have to wait for a booster shot? Now, is it
I
like a
don't
month?
know.
Is it a month?
I think so.
Okay.
I have a meeting tomorrow with our. I work at a hospital, so I have to meet with our nurse to just kind of go over how I'm feeling, make sure I have no symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I do, I'll ask her. But I definitely want to get it, just because. I mean, I can tell you, man, it was awful.
Yeah.
I did a podcast last week, and I put on the professionalism, but I was just awful.
It's like, yeah, like I know that feeling. Like I used to I don't know if you knew this about me. I used to do competitions for like vocal competitions, singing and stuff like that, like whether that's like musicals or arias, like actual like opera type stuff. And like
Wow.
yeah, a lot of the times I was sick for a performance. I think I psyched myself out, so like I could barely talk or anything, but then you have to just like perform. You have to do it
Yeah.
anyways, and then you still might win. Generally I did. Hashtag humble brag. But don't do that anymore though. I retired. But like yeah, it's hard to perform and do stuff when you're sick, but I wanted to ask, especially just to get some education out there for the listeners, regardless. Like, I mean, COVID's real. It's happening to people. It's happened to you twice, and you've
Yeah.
had experiences both with and without a vaccine. So like, you are the go-to person to talk to. You should be on those commercials that I keep getting, those YouTube ads before I watch a video, where
Uh,
they talk about people and they're like, "Hey, I got the vaccine and I had it both times, and this is fine."
I got it before it was COVID, and I'm 44 now, but upper 40s, and I was. I think I even told Alex this. I was like 104, 105 temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't cool my body temperature down. I tried cold showers. It was February, and it was ungodly cold, and I would just stand outside in shorts and a t-shirt, barefoot, just to try and get my body temperature down.
Mm-hmm.
Body aches. I was hacking and coughing for like 4 months. Yeah, I just felt miserable. And then this time around, it happened on Sunday of last week
Mm-hmm.
and or the week before, and I just felt awful. And I took a couple days off from work. And I will tell you that by Saturday, I started bouncing back um, much quicker than the other. So I will just say, if you're on the fence about it, go get it. I mean, just I would hate to see anybody go to the hospital for it. Um, luckily, my wife has it too. She has asthma,
Mm-hmm.
so she had COVID as well with me. So I'm glad that she was as well. So that's a good point, Alex. I think you know, no political, no nothing, but man, it's just, if it saves your life, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, 100%. That's why just wanted to bring up there. We're not a political podcast, and vaccines aren't political, so that's why we're talking about them. It's health. It's
Yes,
science. It's health. But anyway,
it's
back.
Doctor, as Doctor Brew would say, it's for your health.
I don't know if we should be saying giving him the recommendation or using him. Yeah, but I do like him though, Steve.
I remember the wine episode; that was the best. We trying to
Uh,
get Jan.
yeah. uh, um, But anyway, yeah, we like to start the show off. Besides just ranting about nothingness or just talking about COVID, we talk about what we've been playing. I'm gonna make you go first since you made me intrigued. Before we started it, you're like, "Hey, you're gonna be really impressed with this today." I was like, "Okay, I don't know why you're talking about like that, but it's fine."
Well, one big news is I have been practicing. I downloaded Mass Effect 2 on my computer, so hopefully
Yay.
very soon I'll be streaming it on our Get At It Gaming Plus podcast Twitch page. I would love for Alex to join in and commentary while we do it. If he's available, that'd be kind of fun. But the big one is, Alex, I opened my Miles Morales case and I downloaded the upgraded version of Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you're playing Spider-Man Remastered?
Yeah, I'm about 4 hours in.
Okay.
I haven't even gone to the jail yet where all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
I've literally just unlocking areas, the towers,
I
getting
love
booked
doing
back.
that.
Yeah. Um, my 5-year-old Oliver loves just watching me swing through the air. And anyone that's a PlayStation 5 owner, just so you know, and I know Alex brought us up on his stream, there's suits on there from the new movie that just came out a little while ago in December. So they just showed up.
Yeah, they're just free updates. Like from every movie even too.
Yeah, there was like the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield suits.
Yeah, and every Tom Holland suit. Like I know that there are some Tom Holland suits that are in the game that you can unlock, but the later ones for Far From Home and No Way Home were just unlocked automatically as
It
upgrade.
was um, it was great because every Spider-Man suit that was from any of the movies was pretty much on there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, including Endgame was on there. So that was really cool, and I've been putting a lot of time into it. Um, I don't know that I'll platinum it. I know you said it's an easy platinum,
Yeah.
but it's just been like really fun. And the cool thing is, I can turn it on, do a couple missions, and then turn it off. I don't have to spend a ton of time. Where Mass Effect, you really do got to put a lot of time in building your team and getting everyone upgraded and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. And I knew Alex before we had talked because we have definitely a talk about Batman versus Spider-Man.
Yeah.
um, now that I've got the fight mechanics better, I
Mm-hmm.
think I enjoy Spider-Man's. But nothing is cooler than grabbing a person in Batman and just totally like elbowing their face into the concrete, and then they're like, "Oh yes, they're still alive." But in reality, no one would live from that.
I mean, it's kind of the same with Spider-Man though. Like he
Oh,
knocks them like dead. Or although if you notice, if he throws someone off the building, they stick to the buildings. Like they don't like fall down like onto the ground. Like you'll hear a noise, and when you go back over there, you'll see that like whatever villain you threw, yeah, is stuck to some sort of building or a tree or obstacle or something like that. It's really
I
cool.
think
Like that.
I think at that point, if you're stuck to a side of a building for like 2 hours for the police to come get you, you should have no jail time.
I forget how
Yep.
long the things stay for, like how long they dissolve, because I think it's different depending on Spider-Man. Because I think in Tom Holland, like his first movie, he said like it takes 10 hours or 10 or 5 hours maybe for it to dissolve. Because when he spoilers for the first Tom Holland Spider-Man, I don't know where you've been, um, where he does the web onto the Prowler, onto like his whole car. And he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And it's like, "Oh, that'll stay for like 5 hours or something." He's like, "I don't have 5 hours." But like, yeah. So I know that it's different for each thing, but it's still a cool like neat touch there that like Spider-Man doesn't kill people. He does that, but um, back to the Spider-Man versus Batman thing though. The one cool thing that the Batman games do have is Kevin Conroy. I mean, I guess Mark Hamill as well, but Kevin Conroy just in general. is a good thing to have there because he is Batman. So having him there is a definite plus, and that's why those games shine really well. If he wasn't there, I feel like those games wouldn't be as immersive
Yeah,
as the others. I mean, just look at Origins. Like people like Origins fine, but it's not him. It's
yeah, and I've actually tried to go back and replay the Batman games, and it's hard because they are dated.
mhm.
Um, and if you've played any of the Batman games, to try and go back and play one, the fight mechanics are completely different.
Yeah.
As where by three, you fought more fluently. I mean,
Mhm.
you literally could do 100 hit combos easily with that game with everything. So that's there, but I don't know why I was like, you know what? I have COVID. I'm gonna play something new. And I booted it up, and yeah. Plus, it's a game that I can have on when the kids are here, and
Yeah.
I'm not worried about language or like I was playing like a dragon, the new Yakuza game.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was M rated, and I'm like, I should probably wait to play
Yeah,
that.
probably. Or just play it in Japanese. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, I was playing it in English, and so it's good because I can throw it on and I'm not worried. I mean, those
Mhm.
little ones are like sponges,
Mhm.
so I don't drop in the f bomb anywhere. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's not anything crazy, but yeah, I was like, man, Alex is gonna be surprised. And the fact that I put 5 hours into it, that's pretty good. I'm just taking my time with it, not rushing
Yeah.
it.
I'm excited for you cuz Yuri Lowenthal definitely is one of the best vocal performances for Spider-Man. He's
I agree.
he's a very good. If they didn't change his model is still fine, but his model is weird. If they kept his model like older, like he plays a very good um late college graduate student Spider-Man. Because he's just older and wiser, but at the same time just um still trying to figure out life. But the other good one's the one in the 90s cartoon. I forget that actor's name. But he's very, very good as well.
I've actually watched those on Disney.
Yeah.
When I because I did have COVID, I took some days off,
Hmm.
and you really just are sleeping
Yeah.
and stuff. So I watched that. So this is what I watched real quick, and then I'll let you tell yours.
No, that's
So
fine.
I watched the rest of Book of Boba Fett.
Okay. Yep.
Uh,
Same.
watched a little bit of anime. I actually started watching Full Metal Alchemist again,
Which one? Brotherhood or regular?
regular.
Okay.
Brotherhood, I don't really like the Homunculi.
Mm.
Uh, it's just really dark.
Yeah. I mean that's Full Metal though. I like
Yeah,
Brotherhood better because I guess this is a podcast that can be about anything. So who knows if you'll be getting all of the news stories today? Who knows? But I like Brotherhood better because it follows the manga. So it's a lot more concise. But you do lose a lot of that beginning stuff
yeah.
before it caught up with the manga. Like you care more about certain characters like Hughes and like those impacts hit a lot more if you have watched that anime compared to just watching Brotherhood. Even though Brotherhood, in my opinion, is the better story because it's more developed. Um, but
Right.
yeah, there is a movie. If you haven't watched it before, there's a movie for that Full Metal that you're watching called Conquer Shambhala, and it's crazy. it's a sequel to the whole show.
I
Hitler's in it.
That's not surprising. Uh, but I will tell you, I've watched both,
Okay.
and I think the reason that got me the most is when Mustang, who's always pretty calm and collective, uh, spoiler, I know it's like older, but he totally loses his shit on one of the Homunculi and totally like fries him, which is not his. I mean, yes, he uses fire, but he's not always been calm and collective. But he totally loses his crap.
I forget who
Um,
does that to.
it's
Envy,
the
maybe.
Yes, I think it's Envy. I think it is,
Okay,
and
been a long
um,
time.
the only other thing I've been watching besides that, real quick, uh, and you're gonna love this. This is so out there. Ultraman X.
All right. So like
Uh,
a live action new Ultraman?
yeah, so basically, I found out the Tubi app, which is free.
Yeah.
I was on there, and they sometimes have a movie or something, and I it's free, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I tried watching the Masked Rider stuff. That's just a bit much for me.
Yeah.
Uh, they have all of the original Power Rangers, the Sentais, on there.
Yep.
And I found Ultraman, and as a kid, I used to watch that all the time. So I just picked one randomly because there's tons.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
And so I watched X, and it's actually not bad. It's in the original language. Um, it's like a high production Power Rangers is what it is. And I think they
Honestly, yeah, well, yeah, and definitely with that, but honestly, Super Sentai is fairly high production. It's just that they're really old.
yeah,
But when you combine it with stuff from here, then it's not as high production because you see the two different things clashing. um, but yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're watching that kind of stuff.
broadening my horizons.
I
And
guess.
my middle son, he was big into Godzilla, and he's like, "What are you watching, Godzilla?" I'm like, "No, Soldier Man," and he sat and watched it, even though it wasn't in English. I counted the other day. There are like 15 different series on Tubi,
Hmm.
and like 5 movies that are Ultraman related movies. And like
Hmm.
I said, it's free, and I will tell you, they have a ton of anime, like
Hmm.
ton. So, and it's not mainstream stuff. Like,
It sounds like they might be taking stuff from Retro Crush because that's like a basically a like yeah not like older anime streaming service, but it's on computer only right now. So it sounds like maybe they're grabbing stuff from that and putting it on this.
and I know we talked about our TV. There's even on my TV, Alex, there's an app. So I just downloaded it. I signed in.
Hmm.
Uh, you should check out at least the anime because there's some super obscure stuff on there that you don't normally see.
Kind of
But yeah,
watch some City Hunter on there.
yeah, they actually have the original City Hunter on there,
All right.
and there is one of your favorite older animes. I think it's one of the movies on there.
Oh,
Um,
they okay. So yeah, this is Retro Crush. It sounds like Lupin the Third, Mystery of Mamau is probably on there. Yeah,
yep,
yeah. Okay, so it's Retro Crush, but it's on Tubi. Okay, cool.
yeah, it comes up something else. Something that's on Amazon where you can like subscribe to it.
Hmm.
Uh, but they've got a ton of stuff on there. And like I said, and they've got not just that, but they have the original Masked Rider on there. Shout TV is what they have.
Okay.
So a lot of those are Shout. But yeah, that's basically what I have been doing. Alex, do you have a hidden treasure or like what have you been playing?
I tried to stream Yakuza, um, and
I was there.
that didn't work well. Twice honestly. I think I tried a couple times last week, but yeah, my internet decides to die around this time. I think it's just a local thing, but also not because I saw that like everyone else was having issues, and for this particular provider, you can't really. There's no map or anything. You kind of just have to go to Down Detector and see stuff, and there's no real way to report anything online either. I think you just have to call them, and no one wants to call them like me, so nothing gets reported.
Yeah.
So it's really annoying. So next time if it happens, I guess I'm gonna call them and be like, hey, the I'm getting I pay for 200 up and down. I'm getting 50 down and like 13 up. Like that's not okay. I have fiber. Like what's
That's
wrong
not
with you?
okay.
But yeah, that happened a couple times even this weekend where it's just like, hey, I'm in my room watching stuff, playing stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my internet's just not working. Guess I have to go to the router and reboot it, and that's annoying. I don't think it's the router. I think it's just the provider. But trying to think of what I've been playing. The only thing besides like Yakuza, I played a little bit while I was trying to wait for the internet to go up. Melty Blood Type Lumina. The new DLC characters came out. They should be out on Switch now. Because it took a week for some reason for Switch and Xbox to get them. Um, But yeah, I play one of the characters, and she's pretty fun. I'd consider playing as her more, but no one plays this game with me, so I don't know. It's just kind of one of
I,
those games I just bought, and then it's gonna sit here.
I mean, I love fighting games. Um, my problem is because me and my older son share a PlayStation account.
Hmm.
That's a PlayStation 5 game, right? Or PlayStation
It's
4.
PS4 game.
Okay. Um, if I was to boot that in my system, the minute that he logs in to play whatever on his,
Hmm.
it will boot me because it's the same system.
Huh.
If they ever do a PlayStation 5 version, I will buy it. I will play it with you because I used to play all those old crazy ones like Rival Schools and
Hmm.
all those old school fighting games that are like this is different. Yeah, I would play that with you, Alex.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll ever have the opportunity to do that, but that'd be really fun to play that. I might get on PC honestly too, eventually, just because it seems like the community is more alive there. But otherwise, what I've really been playing is Pokemon. I'm trying to get ready for Legends Arceus or Arceus, however you want to pronounce it.
Yes.
Because that comes out the 28th. Yeah. Um, so not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday. Um, so yeah, I have like 5 badges in Brilliant Diamond. It's a fine game. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm not enjoying it as much as I used to, even though this like used to be one of my favorite gens. So I don't know if it's just because I played it before, because it's not platinum. It could also just be because it's not on a DS, and like the DS looked better, honestly, in my opinion. And having the touchscreen for the little Poketech like app thing was a lot easier to navigate through instead of having to like press R and then click on the button or whatever on your touchscreen. Because I play this game handheld. I don't play it on a computer or anything on a computer like with the dock or whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean that's all I really been playing. um, but yeah, it sounds like we both had some fun stuff to watch and play and all that. I'm trying to think if I watched anything now. Now you said about watching stuff, like I occasionally watch something that is in this first news story here. So our first news story today is I'm trying to write down stuff so I know to make um, I don't know timestamps because I always forget. So all right, first news story today is King of the Hill. King of the Hill is getting a reboot. It's official. We're actually getting it. It's gonna be great.
Boot.
I am so excited. I love King of the Hill so much. Even the bad episodes are enjoyable. And there aren't many bad episodes for King of the Hill. It is my comfort show. It's the show that I put on when I just want to have something on in the background. Um, I used to put it on all the time when it was on Netflix, and then it disappeared. And then it came to Hulu like 2 years later, and I watched through all of it there. Um, and like yeah, I tend to gravitate towards like seasons 3 through 5, but they're pretty much all good.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. What I was gonna say was I think it's crazy because I watched it, but I started watching it when it was on Adult Swim. I remember they used to do like 1 or 2 episodes of that, episode of Family Guy,
Hmm.
American Dad, and so um, as I watched it, I'm like, man, this is really good. Uh,
Yeah.
it was another one of those shows that got canceled, but then because of Adult Swim and that, it got a really high following, and
Well,
so
it also aired like the final episodes of its season that never aired on
yeah.
Fox. So like you saw episodes that were brand new to television because of them. Um, so that was
Why
really
is
cool.
why is that not shocking that you had to watch an episode that Fox wouldn't air on another station? I remember what was it? Wish Upon a Weinstein? Was that the Family Guy episode that never aired
Yeah,
ever?
but it
Adult
was
Swim.
always on Adult Swim.
Yeah. I these are the type of things in these stories I love to hear of like old shows being rebooted. I mean, Simpsons has been on since I was a kid, and it's still going. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it come. Uh, I'm excited. I'm reading through some of this here, and I think it's gonna be great with who they've got involved in it, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah. Well, I guess with this as well, like, yeah, it's still Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, but they have a new animation company, Bandera Entertainment. I don't know if they do that other show that's on Fox. You know what I'm talking about? It looks really weird.
Yeah,
And it's like country and it takes place in Texas. They look like Bitmojis from like Snapchat. um
yeah, yes, I know
but
exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about.
I forget what it's called, but they talk about Arlen, Texas and stuff like that in that show. So I don't know if that is part of Bandera Entertainment. I don't know if like Mike Judge or whoever helped with that, but um yeah, that's just kind of strange to just see that in there, because that's just the most recent thing we've had of King of the Hill lore since it ended. But I know there's a TikTok that I follow on TikTok called KOTH Talk. So it's just King of the Hill Talk, and it's just someone who just talks about King of the Hill, just interesting things, and that's how I found out about this. And Beavis and Butthead's also getting a revival as well.
See, I could probably go without Beavis and Butthead. I never. I mean, I was in the generation where everyone talked like Beavis and Butthead in high school. Everybody.
It
Uh,
happened mine too.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so I didn't really think it was that funny. Which is funny because Hank Hill is in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, he's I forget what his name is.
But yeah, I remember he was in several episodes. Uh, Beavis and Butthead I can live without, but King of the Hill has such a huge cult following that I think he'll do very well. So
Yeah. Before we head off of that, I do want to say I know that they've talked about it for a while of different things that they've wanted to do with King of the Hill. And one of the things that they wanted to do was make a sequel series, a revival, um, but have it takes place in the future. So the characters actually aged up. So like Bobby would be, I don't know, my age, I guess, maybe a little younger. And then Hank and probably did Cotton die? Yeah, Cotton died, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, because they had to pour his ashes down like a toilet. That was a whole episode.
yeah.
um but yeah, so um it'd be interesting just to see like what would happen. So again, don't want to get political, but I think it's hilarious how like different episodes of King of the Hill talk about different things, whether that be politics or not. Like there's a whole episode about King of the Hill where like he's Republican and everything, and then he shakes George W. Bush's hand, and it's a limp handshake, so it makes him second guess. Like I don't know if I should vote for this guy. I tell you what. So like it's just hilarious, and Luann almost joins the Communist Party. Um, anyway, go check out King of the Hill, everyone. Just go find it. It's still on DVD if you don't have Hulu. And generally it's like $5 a season, so go buy
Yeah.
it. I should do that too. I only own season 6. But yeah, the King of the Hill is awesome. Next news story here is a not fun one. Um, it is, let me pull it up here. NFTs. It's about NFTs.
Oh, NFTs.
Yeah. Um, so fun fact. I am on IGN right now. IGN article for this. Oh, I guess the last one was Collider. But everyone's reporting on this, but I don't know for King Hill stuff, but Collider did that one. Hillary Remley wrote that one. But yeah, this next one is Troy Baker responds to NFT criticism. Um, but yeah, I just think it's funny how I have an ad because I don't have ads turned off for certain websites just because I want them to, I don't know, live. Um, so I don't really have ad blocker for a lot of websites that I frequent. also they yell at you a lot of times and you just can't watch or read anything. It's annoying.
Right.
But yeah, there's an ad here for Fiverr and it says NFT artists on demand. So like I have an ad for NFT. Um but yeah, basically Troy Baker talked about in a tweet as well, I guess, on an episode of his of a podcast. He partnered with this thing called VoiceVerse, and it's an NFT company that basically was talking had all these weird promises where basically you don't have to what were they saying? You don't have to worry about the legality of it because we'll handle it for you. You basically buy a voice and then you could use it for anything according to them. So like why pay voice actors when you can just buy Troy Baker's voice and put it I don't know, put it in like your game or your movie or I don't know, like I mean this could even go to like anything like suggestive, like you could put in a porno or something probably.
Yeah.
But like that's not good for multiple reasons. One, like you're selling yourself, and two, you are supporting um, robots taking away voice actors' jobs because voice actors already don't get paid a whole lot for all the
Right.
work that they do. So to make a robot do it instead and just get that is just interesting that a voice actor would team up with a NFT voice page thing.
Well, it's funny because I remember when I heard about this, I'm like, Troy Baker, come on. I mean, you know better. And the crazy thing is I'm actually on IGN's, and if you look at the very bottom, uh, there was an update on 114 of this year, and I think this was all done earlier. But he actually issued an apology, and
in
I kind
in
of want
in quotes apology.
to, and I want to kind of read some of this just to,
Yeah.
you know, he says, I always want to be part of the conversation, even if sometimes it finds me in the midst of a loud one. I appreciate y'all for sharing your thoughts and giving me a lot to think about. I'm just a storyteller out here to tell my story to whoever will hear. And dot dot dot. He goes, hopefully y'all will forgive me. My bad for bringing levity. I always anyway feel free to resume conversation or not as you please. I appreciate those with the truth and showing it, with best support offerings, and those with anger doing their best to express it. The problem is NFTs are, I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, NFTs are the next big thing, they're the next Bitcoin, they're the next thing, and you're going to be rich.
Yeah.
No, not true. Um, and uh, you're right. Voice actors work so hard, and they're not always recognized,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not always paid, as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got people like Troy Baker and Nolan North and stuff like that that are like, yes, those guys have really reached that pinnacle,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so many people that haven't. And so when you posted this story, and I was like, damn it, Troy Baker, because Troy Baker has always been on my thing of like radar of like cool guy, very outspoken,
Yeah.
very cool. And then he did this thing, and you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And then it's just bad.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that he's done in the past that I have dug into now. Just in general, I don't want to get into it, but like there are other questionable things that he's done before. After seeing this, that people are talking about, is like, well, you should have known better because he did basically a GoFundMe for what was it for like a CD or something for his music, and they magically lost all of the payments or whatever, so no one could get their CDs, but they got to keep the money. Like just weird stuff like that. But yeah, the first tweet that he wrote about this, because yeah, like you said, it was updated to apologize. Just kind of want to read it here. I'm partnering with Voice Verse NFT to explore ways where together we might bring new tools to new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs they create. We all have a story to tell. You can hate or you can create. What will it be? And people are like, "What? Why are you being so like, I don't know, just antagonistic about that? You can hate or you can create." Like,
Well,
just
and
saying like you know better than everyone else.
right, right. And if you've done things in the past that have been like a what the hell moment, definitely don't keep repeating it because that's what happens is people are like, hey, remember about 2 years ago you did this, or a
Yeah.
couple years ago you did this. Um, when you're in the limelight like he is, and that stuff, it's like you got to pick and choose. Like I know he's in with the pulse of the video game world and all this and everything has been going on. He's got to know that people don't want NFTs, and people are not happy about NFTs. Also, he's got to know that if he is not careful, someone's going to buy one of his, and they will put it in a porn and be like starring Troy Baker. I
Yeah.
mean, initially this is what it's breaking down to, but yes, that comment there was not a good comment. I remember the Kickstarter thing because he was on. I don't know if it was Beyond or if it was on Kind of Funny, but he sang on one of those shows
Mhm.
and was out there talking about his Kickstarter. And I was like, okay, first off, it wasn't that good. Um, but still, I remember this whole debacle. So the fact that he went to the NFTs and he was like, well, this is what it is. Yeah, not
Yeah,
a yeah.
there's a lot of things to this. One, the NFTs in general, that they're NFTs, they're AIs that you just buy. It's an AI voice that you buy, text to speech. But like, I guess the voice verse NFT, one of the things that they were like showing as a demo for an NFT voice of theirs was actually just stolen from one of those famous free voice text to speech things. They're just online, you
Oh,
know,
right.
because like there's that one, I forget what it's called, because I don't see it in this article because I guess it's just talking about Troy. But there's one where like you can make it SpongeBob and you can just like type in stuff and SpongeBob will talk and it's free because it's just like, and it's an AI built on that's just posted online and you can just use it because it's just free for everyone to just mess around with. But like to make
Right.
that an NFT, to make that something that someone buys, like that's, it's not good. It's
Not
not.
good, Troy. I know Troy listens, so
Oh
you
yeah,
you messed
clearly.
you messed up. It's okay. Um, just learn from it,
Yeah.
and move forward.
Yeah.
Come on, you're better.
I would like to end this part here just saying I watched lately I've been watching this new thing that Jesse Cox has been doing where it's like 5 minute game reviews or 5 minute gaming news that he started like last week, and he talked about NFTs, so I want to bring it up that so I'm not stealing something from him, but it's a really good comparison. NFTs are like Beanie Babies
God,
where like everyone's trying to invest in them. You were promised that they're worth a lot of money, and you're trying to trick people to buy more Beanie Babies, so that yours do um, skyrocket in price. And there are going to be some few who do end up selling their NFTs, their Beanie Babies, for high amounts of money. But the majority of you aren't going to at all, and you're just going to be stuck with these stupid monkey things.
yeah, I remember when those were huge, and I remember people were like, "Oh, this is my retirement." I'm like, "Man,
We
if
still have a
that's
ton of them. We still have a ton of them
yeah."
at my dad's
My mom does
stuff.
too. My mom was like, "Are these worth anything?" I'm like, "Probably not." Do you know what would have been worth money is if my sister, when she got her Cabbage Patch doll back in the day, kept it in the box. That's worth some money.
Yeah.
Uh, Beanie Babies, no, and they're actually doing new Beanie Babies now.
Wow.
So yeah, I compare that to the NFTs right now of like it's the hot thing if everyone's got to get in on it.
Hmm.
Just know that this is not going to make you a millionaire. Um, and you know, it is the new hot thing, but just be careful with your money.
Yeah.
Uh, I, I that's my biggest thing is when famous people are talking about things that are not the best idea for you to invest in.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh yeah, well, I think this is a great idea, and you follow me and like me, so invest. And that's where it gets people in trouble, where people are spending money they probably shouldn't because they think this is going to make them rich in the long run.
Hmm.
Alex is right. You're going to get stuck with something that's worth zero money. You're not going to be able to sell. So, um, yeah, I'm glad at least he came out and apologized and said basically, look, I should have chosen my words differently. So
Yeah.
that's good at least. But yeah, I think NFTs are crap. So
Yes, they
that's a
are.
personal thing. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I wouldn't spend money on it.
And it's just like cryptocurrency. It's all
Yep.
crazy, crazy fake money. Um, but anyway, I actually, because of the time that we're running into on here, I kind of want to just briefly touch upon our fourth news story. We don't really have to go into detail. But yeah, there was a Moon Knight trailer that is it's coming to Disney Plus in March. I think that's what it said.
End of March, I thought.
Yeah, and it's Oscar Isaac playing Mark Spector, so like the Moon Knight, I guess. Um I know nothing about Moon Knight, so I was very confused in this trailer. But I honestly thought like it looked movie quality. It looked a lot better than what I've seen of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't watch Hawkeye, not because I don't care. It's just I just haven't really had a chance to, or been in the mindset to watch it. But yeah, like Moon Knight, like I seriously thought it was going to be a movie, but it is I guess it's a show that's premiering on the
Yeah.
30th of March.
I will tell you, I don't know much about Moon Knight either, so I'm there with you. You're right. This looks like a movie to me, but this was like, and I was telling this to Alex earlier. The trailer makes it look very violent,
Yeah.
very disoriented. You know, he there was a scene where he walked by a mirror and he kept walking, but there was still the confused look of him in the mirror.
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't seem very Disney Plus like, which I like.
Hmm.
I like that they're kind of like stepping out. Now, I did watch Hawkeye. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole season when it was done
Hmm.
in like 2 days. So I actually thought it was pretty good. Um, but this here takes a whole different turn for it. Um, I thought it looked great. I'm excited for it. Um, I'm excited for more adult things on Disney. I can only take how many times I'm going to watch Encanto or Frozen or Olaf's sex spinoff show that's on there.
Forky asked the
But
question.
yeah, yes, where yeah, I love old Disney, so I'm glad they've got the old Goofy and the Donald stuff, and then the old movies,
Yeah.
um, like Toy Story 1 and 2. I can
Hmm.
watch those all day long. But this is why I wanted Disney. This and like Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian
Hmm.
and the Obi-Wan show. This is why I think Disney going forward is gonna make Netflix a little nervous, to be honest.
I mean, they're already
Uh,
making them nervous. By the fact we didn't talk about this, but Netflix is raising their price again by like $1 or two, depending on
that's
this
dumb.
service.
That is so dumb because I could pay yearly and it's $89 for a year. Um, and even if I decide to pay monthly, it's $7.99 a month. And their library is not as big as Netflix,
Hmm.
but it they're adding so much new stuff. I know I told this before, Alex. They added Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh yeah,
When has that ever been able to watch? I don't remember it ever have been able to watch.
I don't.
They've got
Maybe old Netflix, like when they first started streaming, but otherwise, yeah, I haven't seen it in recent years.
there's so many new things they're doing. She-Hulk. There's this Obi-Wan. But if you don't even want to talk about that, talk about the Hocus Pocus movie they've been working on,
Mm-hmm.
the Willow movie. Uh, First off, I have Netflix and I have it because my wife watches Downton Abbey. I think the board and the people at Netflix are assholes because last time they raised the price and they said we're doing it because we can, even though they made like this ungodly profit. Uh, yeah, it, it's just ridiculous.
Don't act like though that you have Netflix just for your wife. You're watching Cobra Kai just like me.
Yes, I am watching Cobra Kai, but if you look, I don't watch very many things on there.
Same.
This is what I watch. I watch Cobra Kai. I watch maybe 1 or 2 anime, and I watch like whenever bigger movies come out. And I'm gonna say it. I watch Trailer Park Boys because that show's hilarious. But that's it. Everything else I'm watching is on HBO Max. I would say 90% of what I watch is on HBO Max,
Mm-hmm.
which is so. That's the thing. I heard about that price hike and I was like, Netflix, you guys are total assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Then if they're raising the price, bring me something that's worthwhile. Because that movie with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Wonder Woman, it's not worth the extra price hike. I'll tell you that.
Or the other movie, Don't Look Up. They probably spent so much money on all those actors just being in it.
I haven't watched it yet. My sister has been up my butt about watching it, and I will watch it with my wife. But you know what big Netflix things can you tell me right now that are coming out in the next year that are huge that you're looking forward to?
Cobra Kai next season.
Besides that,
I don't care about Stranger Things. I've only watched half of the first season, so
I like Stranger Things, but I still haven't even finished the last season. I will tell you the big thing is, like I said, they should be careful. Um, you know, they're if they raise prices, they're going to see a huge drop, like they've already dropped.
mm-hmm.
So, but to get back on this, I think this is great. I think Disney's doing a great job, and this is what I want. There needs to be more adult stuff on there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So our last news story here, honestly, which is I didn't mean to cough without muting. So our last news story here, which is probably the biggest one, is the buyout essentially. Microsoft is planning to buy Activision Blizzard. So Xbox is gonna own all that kind of stuff: Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and more. This article in particular is from Joe Scrubbles from IGN, and yeah, he's just talking about just what it all is and what was announced. So yeah, Xbox, Microsoft is planning to buy Activision Blizzard, so Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, many other game franchises, for $68.7 billion.
That's crazy money, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot here. They expect it to close sometime in 2023. So like June 30th, 2023. But I know there's a lot of news around here about Bobby Kotick, CEO, and how he's not a good person. I mean, we've talked about it before on this show.
Yeah.
Just all the allegations and things like that, how they deal with all that kind of stuff. But from what it sounds like, it sounds like, yeah, he's going to be going away after the deal gets solidified, because he can't really just leave in the middle of the deal, because that probably messes up a lot of things for like stock owners and just other things like that. So like I want Bobby Kotick out because he's a bad person, but I don't necessarily blame the companies for doing this, especially when they plan on getting him out after this thing's done. The only downside is that he's going to be paid a bunch for one more year.
Yep. I kind of make it the best way to think about it is um like so NFL, right? If a coach gets fired for just because like the Dolphins coach got let go
Mhm.
after the end of the season, he still gets paid for the rest of his contract, and that's Bobby Kotick right now.
Yeah.
Bobby is not a good person. He's not a good manager, and he's a total piece of crap. And so, what me and Alex were talking about was, here's the thing: is when this he's done, he's already rich as crap. He's
Hmm.
gonna have to retire because what company is gonna take him after this? Um, you know, World of Warcraft is losing numbers.
Hmm.
Uh, Call of Duty has many bugs, many issues, not as much as Battlefield, but they don't have the people working there to be able to even get it fixed. So, um, yeah, I think this is a good thing that Microsoft bought them because Microsoft does not tolerate that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good thing, and I know me and you were talking also. This is going to be good for Xbox Game Pass as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talked about it here a second ago, but let's see. Um, but yeah, like they have Call of Duty, they have Overwatch, they have World of Warcraft, they have Warcraft in general. Diablo, Tony Hawk. Um, I don't know. There's so much stuff. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. Um, a lot there. So like
Yeah,
yeah, there's definitely some cool things that they could do. Um, what they can do. I really don't know how this is going to go. Um, for later because like for example like Starfield. Oh wait, Starfield, is that what that's called? Star.
it's Bethesda, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm trying to check if it's on here or not.
StarCraft.
No, yeah, I'm talking about the yeah, okay, yeah, it is Starfield. The Bethesda thing. Like that is going to be a first party exclusive for Microsoft in general, whether that's PC or Xbox. Um but we don't know the state of like Elder Scrolls because that's just free money. If you're going to put it on, if you're going to put Elder Scrolls on just Xbox, you're going to be losing money. Honestly, it's kind of the same thing with Starfield, um, but like I understand for having some sort of exclusive, but I'm wondering if Call of Duty is going to be exclusive to Microsoft for a while, or if they are going to continue just having it release, but you get all the maps early on Xbox and you get all this kind of stuff like that. Because I feel like that game is so huge for both sides that you're going to alienate your audience, and
I
it's always not. It's never great when a company buys another huge company like this, but at the same time, because of Game Pass, it is because of how cheap Game Pass is, or the cool things about like any Xbox game is pretty much a Game Pass game if it's first party. But also, it's probably going to be on PC as well, so you get it for both PC and your console. Um, so yeah, I don't know how that's gonna end up here because it's still too early to tell. I mean,
right.
it's still too early to tell with Bethesda. Like we still don't know about Elder Scrolls 6 if that's going to be on other consoles or not. But
I,
um, yeah,
I think they're smart, and I know they know that Call of Duty is such a huge hit on both systems. So I think what's going to happen. I think you're right. I think they're going to have, hey, get it on Xbox. Excuse me, get these exclusive maps, which has happened before on PlayStation. Where they
yeah,
have exclusive maps only on PlayStation.
yeah.
Which sucks for PlayStation because they're going to lose that exclusivity. But I tell you, the big thing that we should be watching right now is who does Sony buy? Because every time there's a big purchase, remember when they bought Bethesda, there was a huge purchase on Sony's end. Uh, Sony doesn't have Microsoft money in their games department, but they
Hmm.
do have money because they have Sony Electronics
Yeah.
backing them up, which is a multi-trillion-dollar company, just
Hmm.
like Microsoft. So I want to see who they buy. Uh, in as as I've been reading on the internet, some of the big ones is how cool would it be, Alex, if Sony was like, "Hey, we just bought Square Enix." Maybe they'll be able to speed up their process to get games out with before 5 years.
But then we'll never get Square Enix games on PC because Sony doesn't care about PC until just recently, and it's like really slow trickle down. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like that is cool, and it's expected just because of how much they mesh together. Whether that's Kingdom Hearts just being a Sony exclusive for the most part, besides other like mobile games and stuff here or there, or handheld games, but or even certain Final Fantasy games were PlayStation only for the longest
Yeah,
time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if PlayStation or I don't know if I don't know if Square Enix would let them do that. To be honest, because
yeah,
it seems like they like to be their own little thing,
right.
um, and as well as I don't know who Sony would buy because the argument that people are saying online is that Sony is a foreign company, and like that is true. They are Japanese centric, but over the years, like Sony, ever since the PS4, Sony cares more about their Western audience than their Japanese Eastern audience. Um, just look at like the PS4 came out in America beforehand. They the Vita died even though like people were playing it in Japan. Like I don't know, like there's just a lot of things that they do that's more for Western. So I feel like we don't have to worry or um, they could buy something. I mean, Bethesda's not on the table, but like Sony could buy something potentially like Bethesda because a they are a they are Western first.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. To be honest,
I mean,
it's like Nintendo buying something. It just feels
right.
weird. Microsoft, I'm
But
just used to it since they don't have anything. Didn't
right.
have anything.
And I will tell everybody, if you get a chance to watch the miniseries that's on YouTube right now about Xbox, watch it. Because it kind of showed them like up and down roller coasters to where they are now. Um, but what Microsoft is doing is positioning themselves to be the top video game distributor in you know in the world.
Hmm.
And they bought Bethesda, which is a huge one, and then they just now bought Activision and uh Blizzard. I mean, I would have never seen this coming. If this was something we were going to talk about before, like, oh, I think they're going to buy Bethesda, or
Hmm.
I think they're going to buy Blizzard, I never would have seen it. But in the same token, Sony wants to keep up with them as well.
Hmm.
So I don't know what's going to happen. I think in the next week or so, you'll see something. Sony will do something. I don't know what they'll do. Um, I mean, to, I don't know, but this definitely threw me. And the amount of money was like $68.7 billion.
It's too much.
Wow, that's like Disney money. I make that joke a lot, but that literally is like Disney money.
Like, go save a third world country. Stop spending money on this kind of stuff. Like that's ridiculous.
I mean, they already said that Elon Musk could literally clear out poverty in the United States and still be a millionaire.
He could do a
You know,
lot. He could do a lot if he actually tried. Um,
yeah, yeah. But I like I said, I think to be honest, I think it's good because everybody wanted Bobby Kotick out. The board was not going to fire him,
mhm.
uh, but this is a good way to get him out, and then we can get him out of the video game industry, and then Microsoft will spend a lot of time healing that company, um,
Yeah.
you know, which they need. Maybe they'll be able to get some of their old people back once this happens.
Yeah.
'Cause Microsoft does not play that game at all,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, yeah, I saw it this morning and I was like, "Holy crap," but I think it's a good thing. Now let's just see what Sony's next plan is. Um, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just be like, "Hey, we're not buying anything, but here's our plan for the new PlayStation Plus."
Yeah. I'm hoping that we see some stuff like that because we need something on Sony's front because the only really news that we have from Sony right now is, hey, I know you guys can't buy any PS5s, so we made some PS4s for you.
Yeah.
How tone deaf is that? Like I understand that PS4s can still sell or whatever, but like it just feels very tone deaf. Like people want PS5s, they're not gonna buy a PS4 at this point. They're gonna wait.
My thing stands that PlayStation Plus will the new one will be able to let you play digitally. Will either let A give you PlayStation Now as a bonus because then it literally is like Game Pass, or they're gonna give you access digitally to PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, and 4 libraries, is my thought.
Hmm.
And if it's $10 or $20 more than I pay per year already, I'm okay with that. But Sony will retaliate with something because this is such big news. They kind of remind me of toddlers, how if you have two toddlers together and one is like totally getting the attention, the
Mm.
other one wants to get that same amount of attention. So we'll have to wait and see. I personally, I know there's been a lot of hate. I'm actually excited that Microsoft bought them.
Hmm.
Somebody needed to buy them and clean them up.
Yep.
So
Yep. Cool. That was actually shorter than I thought we would talk about Microsoft. So, overall good show. Not bad length. I keep coughing. It's dry in here. Someone buy me a humidifier. But some stuff for you. Go ahead and check us out on YouTube. If you search up Get At Gaming Podcasts, is the easiest way to do it. Because the plus I don't think is technically in the episodes. I might have added it. I forget. Um, but it's just the easiest way because we have mostly Get At Gaming Podcasts as our names. Go ahead and find that channel and subscribe, like the videos, comment. That helps the algorithm a lot, so you can find us. If you want to find us on other things, you can also either watch this as a video or you can listen to it on any of your podcast services by choice. There's a lot of different ones that we are on. Shockingly, we're even on Amazon, so go check us
yeah,
out there. I don't know how to check any of those any of those ratings or reviews. Like I don't know. Do we have reviews on Amazon that we just don't know? That's possible.
I don't know. I mean, we got the invite to be on there, and we've really just not done much. Now it does show up on our numbers normally, so that's good. Um, and I know we say this a lot, but we just appreciate the support you guys give us.
Yeah.
Uh, we would love more interaction, like on Facebook or Twitter. If you say, "Hey, you guys should talk about this as a topic," give us a topic. Now that we're open to everything, give us something.
Yeah. We can do an episode about honestly pretty much anything within reason. Um
That's within reason.
yeah, but like kind of like are you saying we want people to come to us and talk to us about things. We also like to have our I don't know how to describe it, outreach content. So we always like to now I guess always like to. We started ending the show with plugging some content for other people that we enjoy, friends of the shows or just other people just in general. So this week is the Danamaster, friend of the show, who streams on Twitch. He does Sekiro speedruns. I believe he's in the top 100 now. or maybe he's in the top 50. I forget. He's in something. But he's not the blindfolded guy who did it for AGDQ.
Yeah,
Because that was crazy. But
that
yeah, he's on there. So go ahead and check him out on Twitter, Twitch, and all that stuff. We'll put it in the links in the descriptions, and we'll make a post about it sometime this week. But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to bring up for the show?
no, just get at it.
Get at it. Plus.